Let's have some fun today in Zero Cycle, both sides of the MOC. We're going to start off with an Acheron team initially, and then we're going to go on into a Jingliu team for the second side. So immediately, we are going to implant Imaginary on the left enemy, and then bring Acheron up. What this is going to allow us to do pretty much is immediately pop our ult, and then get enough stacks for the second ult, which will inevitably not only break that stupid dinosaur, but kill him as well. The benefit of having Aventurine in this team is that we're going to be able to break both dinosaurs on the first side and the second side very fast thanks to his ult, and if we can get lucky and get a couple of follow-up triggers, even better. At this point, it doesn't really matter what he summons because they are summoned past the threshold, right? So we are now just going to boost up Acheron, and we do have the 9 stacks once again. We'll just use our ult on Sparkle in case we miss a couple crits, and then we'll skill 2 because the ult will be finishing everything off. We took enough toughness off the dinosaur that once the Crimson Knot stacks transfer over, it will be taking some serious damage, and it's dead. Now, getting into the Cocolia side, we are going to pretty much do a similar thing. We are going to be targeting the dinosaur with Silverwolf's ult, right? Taking down its toughness, so once we do ult with Acheron, then everything just dies. And then as for the skill, this one is going to be going on Cocolia, right? Implanting Imaginary, so that way if a couple of follow-ups do end up trickling over on Cocolia from Aventurine, then we will be able to take advantage of that as well. Beautiful. Now at this point, if we can get Aventurine's ult up, that's perfect. What this is going to allow us to do is take down the dinosaur's toughness even further, and then we can immediately pop Acheron's ult. We can actually wait a little bit further and deal even more damage. However, this is just a good example of how the Eidolons that I've got on Sparkle and Acheron might not be completely necessary, because you will be able to deal way more damage after. Because as you can see, it's dead, and we still have an entire Sparkle and Acheron action. So if this team was optimized, we would be able to actually fit a second Acheron ult in. Perfect, let's get into the Jingliu side. Now this side is a bit more interesting. We're essentially going for a Jingliu nuke team. Ting Yun is going to allow us to make sure that we stay inside of our special transmigration state the entire fight, and since we're not actually advancing Jingliu too many times, she's not going to run out. So all of our hits are going to be pretty much as potent as possible, and then we're going to extend her actions until the end of the fight, essentially. Now here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to apply the defense shred now. The reason we do it now is because we actually want the resolution debuff to disappear. We want to deal just a little bit less damage than what we could. Perfect, so now we'll just skill with Ting Yun, and then we do want to break the left enemy, but as you can see, its health is kind of in the middle, so depending on how, it goes, depending on whether we attack the left enemy, right enemy, we can pop that ult or not pop that ult, and then just to make sure it survives, essentially. Because now that it's survived, what we can do is we can attack the IPC enemy, and then even though one of the enemies is going to go and then use its point, we're still going to be going into the next wave with 2 points. And that's actually the perfect number, because you're going to see exactly why this is almost calculated to the dot. So now we go into the next wave, we pop both of our action advancing ults. So now, since Pela is on the wind set, even though she's super slow, like 146 speed, all the action advances from both Ting Yun and from Pela just add up and do give Pela those 3 actions regardless of her speed. And now we're going to pop her ult. The 2 stacks is perfect because what this is going to do is deal that much damage, and now we're going to be left at around a couple %, and that is what we needed to happen. We need Ting Yun to be the one to kill Aventurine. If she doesn't, then Aventurine will go into his second phase too early, and then start taking us into the gambling, right? So now what we do is we apply the Ice Res, perfect, the MOC buff drops, dealing a good 15%. We advance Pela, wonderful, and now one skill from Ting Yun will get us our ult up, give that energy to Jingliu, advance Jingliu a little bit, wonderful, now she's within the cycle, we're going to deal a little bit more toughness, not that it really matters, however, and now we're at exactly a 110 energy, which means that this 30 energy from our attack will get us our ult, Beautiful. And a break and a higher multiplier on the ult. Wonderful. The build for Acheron is pretty straightforward. Interestingly enough, I actually don't have very many good pieces, so I did have to settle for a non-set ornament. So that is taking down my damage a little bit. Crit rate is suffering because of it, but it's fine. Sparkle is at 155. Very important because Silverwolf is at 156. Good job. Good job. Now, as for Aventurine, right, a pretty important part of this team is on Trend. Trend is extremely good for Acheron, much better than any damage bonuses that you can get. If anything, I might even toss that crit damage out and put another defense on, just to make him a little bit tankier. Perfect. Ruan Mei is straightforward, very slow, not even on Von Wax, so she just goes twice, leaves her buff uptime straight at 100%. Very nice. Quantum set on Jingliu will synergize well with Pela and the extra defense shred we get from Ruan Mei's E1, and the E1 from Jingliu obviously does very much help against Aventurine, considering it is a single target boss. As for Pela, when set on Pela, right, even though she's super slow, so even though I have terrible win pieces, if she still manages to go 3 times per turn, just because of the double dance in the second wave and the Von Whack in the first wave. So that is a Pela I'm liking quite a bit. That is the run. Thanks for watching. Join the Discord, like the video, comment, subscribe. Any of those things, I appreciate it very much. Adios.